Welcome to Gardendale, Alabama for Jeff Coed TV's Soccer Edition. Chris Osborne here alongside Caleb Turntine. Tonight we have the Gardendale Rockets playing host to the Pelham Panthers. So, Caleb, tell me a little bit about what we expect today.
Yeah, I think we're in for a good one on both the girls' soccer and the boys' soccer front. I know that if you're tuning in for the boys' soccer game, can't blame you. Number 4 against number 2 in the state. But I think we got two good teams about to take the field the first game between the girls, so I'm excited to get things going.
All right, so we got a chance to catch up with the coach. Let's see what they had to say.
This is a big game. My team, they started the season this year with kind of some hard teams and kind of got off to a slower start. And but the last 8 games we're unbeaten, and we've won 6 and tied 2. Pelham is kind of similar to us record-wise. Last year we played Pelham and we beat them 1-0. It was a really good, clean, competitive game. I'm expecting and hoping to see the same thing this year.
They're very competitive. I think it will be a good game. Last year, like my coach said, it was we won 1-0, so it was a pretty tight game, but I like the competitiveness. I like when other teams like the competitiveness too.
I think going into the playoffs, it'll be very beneficial because hopefully we've got the kinks out of a lot of our issues we were having at the beginning of the season, and then we'll hopefully play well and get a win.
It's going to take a lot of defensive skills. We're going to have to communicate, work well together.
I think the kids knowing that they're going to be having their game broadcast is big. I think that way, people could pull that film up later and see how some of the players did. I've got a few seniors that are thinking about trying to play in college next year, and some juniors as well. So I think that exposure would be really good, and I think that if people can see them play well against good competition, or at least equal competition, that will give the coaches or anybody that may look at the film, scouts, a better understanding of how they are when they're playing people on their level.
Being recorded, you can watch it later and look back on the mistakes or either what you did good in the game.
So the action's already on the field, and we'll take a look starting lineups real quick.
Yeah, I think we will hear several of these names a lot. I'm going to start with Tyndall Holson back for Gardendale. She's their leading goal scorer. She's got 17 on the season. I think an obvious goal-scoring threat. We've already seen her try to get broken loose here early on in the early goings. Pelham's defense standing strong there. For Pelham, Claire Robinson, I think it's Rebecca Claire Robinson. She's will play mostly in the back, actually, for them. She's one of their captains, holding strong in the back. And then Anna McDonald, who will be on the ball quite a bit for them in the midfield as well. I think there's a lot of players here that we'll hear quite a bit from, but they both teams, I've talked to both coaches, they really like their depth as well. You're going to see a lot of subs and see them often as their benches get used.
All right, so you see the names on the screen, but let's go to the live action already. These are two pretty high-powered offensive teams.
Yeah, I think you might see it them play a little bit differently. I think it's kind of part of high school soccer. You'll see teams who are good when they have a mismatch, they will attack it, and they go for that 10-goal advantage, those mercy rule games. But I think this particular matchup, I'd be surprised if we really see too many goals. Both teams like to play defensively, and as they said, last year's matchup was 1-0 as Pelham wins an early corner here. I think both. Oh, they're going to actually give a goal kick. I think both offenses will struggle to find space in the box. I think you're going to see goals. It's going to come on counterattacks, and you hope for a defensive mistake, and then once you see it, you have to capitalize on it.
All right, so a little pause in the action. You said we got a goal kick here.
Looks like Pelham kind of opens in like a 4-3-3 formation, maybe with a holding midfielder. 4 defenders in the back. Good move there. Kenna Wilson on the ball for the first time on the right side. good control from Gardendale. They're able to hold a little bit of possession in the midfield. Don't always look for a pass forward. This is where they try to break Tyndall Holston back forward, number 12.
And just so you know at home, where these teams stand, Gardendale, their season overall record right now is 7-4 and 2 draws. It's 2-0 in the region. Again, this is a non-region game. And Pelham overall 7-1 and 0-3 in the region. They are in a very tough region, but they have a very good squad. That region record doesn't say a lot about how good this team is.
Yeah, they call it the group of death for a reason. I think you'll hear Coach Patrick McDonald for Pelham say that quite a bit for the boys' side. It's true for the girls' side, too. Briarwood's ranked number 4 in 6A. Chelsea's ranked number 9 in 6A. And then Spain Park is a very good team, just beat Pelham 2-1. So 0-3 in that area, yeah, you might be in very serious danger of missing the playoffs, but there's some very good teams that are going to go a long way from that area.
And check this out. The Pelham girls still have Chelsea remaining. They play them on the 10th, and then they follow right behind them on the 14th.
And that is what Tyndall Holstenbach can do.
Goal! Look at this replay.
I think she might have been caught between trying to cross it and sending it, but she looks up. And sometimes you see her peek towards the goal a little bit. I don't know. That might have been a shot from the start. She had somebody on the back post to clean up, even if she didn't. But good enough loop on that ball, get it over the goalkeeper's head.
She came in at a great angle, too.
Finishes on the far post. You might take a little bit of luck on that, but if any good goal scorer will say, you were meaning to shoot it. And I'm sure she would tell you the same thing. Goal number 18 on the season for Holstenbach.
So, Caleb, for our folks at home that might be novice watchers of soccer on Jeff Coed TV, tell us a little bit that we need to know so we can understand the game.
Watch it more. That's the number one thing. I'll say always watch. The more you watch, I never thought, when I first got into soccer, it wasn't like somebody made me and didn't explain it to me. It's just the more you watch it, the more you fall in love with it, the more you understand the rules. Obviously, the more fun you have. That's the simple answer. Which I guess if you're watching this and you're not a soccer fan, that's a good start. So we appreciate that. And we'll definitely explain things as we go. I mean, things can be a little tricky, offsides to explain without seeing it in front of you.
Right.
Strategy, formation, tactic changes.
Let's talk a little bit about the cards so they know what the referees are doing on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think you might go through several high school games without ever seeing a card shown. But when you have serious fouls or a play, it could be even sportsmanship, it could be even like, say, cursing on the field, saying something on the field, which I think we saw in our game earlier this week, was that a yellow card can be shown. And when a player receives a yellow card, they have to go to the bench and sit out just momentarily. If you get 2 yellow cards, you get a red card. Or you can also get a straight red. That's for something very, very serious. It could be a foul or denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. But the red card will then prevent your team from playing with 11 players on the field. You'll go down to 10 for the whole game, and the player who got the red card will not be allowed to re-enter the game at any point. And then their team would have to play 10 versus 11 the rest of the game. So if you get that first yellow card, you do have to sit on the bench, but you're also going to be told by your coach, hey, maybe be a little calmer. You can't afford to get that second yellow.
One of the other things is the dimensions of the field. Yes, we're looking at a football field, but, a lot of these fields are multi-purpose fields, right? So you have to look at the outline, right, of what the soccer boundaries are.
Yeah, and I've seen fields where it's more difficult to tell. I like that there's not a lot of stuff going on the sideline. It's a good shot there of it between the true sideline and the soccer sideline there, where the benches are and the touch line.
Yeah, that's Shea Fomby about to throw the ball in.
There's not much going on, so you just have to focus on the gray lines. Now, I will say, you start to realize that maybe the football lines can kind of help you, especially as a commentator. A little bit more about exact distance. You don't have to guess, that was 25 yards from goal. You have an exact number because the football lines are out there. Listen, I'd love if we all had soccer-only fields, but that's not realistic for at high school level, so you take it with the football lines. Nice turf and a nice day out, too.
And you're right. That does help us out a little bit. beautiful day here in Gardendale, Alabama, about 83 degrees, I think. Nice little breeze up here in the press box. Great day to watch soccer.
It is. Getting down there, just walking out on the field when we got here. It's one of those things where it's like, man, I get out there and I could do a little bit of running around right now and go out there and get outdoors, do something active. And then I said, you know what, a chair in the press box sounds pretty good to me, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking, I could watch you be active and cheer you on, Caleb.
Would you? I appreciate that. I
cheer
can
you
appreciate the moral support. Pelham's been on the back foot a lot early on in this one. Not being able to control possession in the midfield. Gardendale winning the ball up high. Keandra Busby under pressure there. Still wins a throw-in to prevent Pelham from breaking out. It's kind of been the theme. Pelham trying to get forward on these long passes. Nothing breaking. Gardendale not making any early mistakes as they give it away there.
Are you surprised with the early goal?
I think anytime there is an early goal, you're probably going to be surprised. Either way, it's about how you respond as a team, because goals can come at any point in the game. Obviously, it's no different than that being scored, 30 minutes in, because it's just a chance out of nowhere, right? It wasn't necessarily a build up. There wasn't this big pressure that Gardendale had, where they had shot after shot after shot on goal. Not that it was fluky. It just wasn't after sustained pressure. So that part you can say is a little surprising. But for Pelham, if you look up and you say down a goal, you also say, well, we have 75 minutes to come back from that, because it happened so early. You have time to come back. So I think that's usually the message from coaches when you give up that early goal. It doesn't change anything in your tactics. You still say, hey, we have pretty much a full game to play. And you say if you keep the strategy you had coming in, you wanted to win anyway. You wanted to score a goal. Giving up one, shake it off, keep playing.
And if you remember in our previous broadcast out at Pelham Valley, there was a goal in the first 15 or 20 seconds. That was kind of a fluke.
That was a little bit. That was a whole other. That was a defensive mistake. That was really truly the first 15 seconds, and Hueytown ended up coming back and winning that game 2-1. They didn't give up another goal and won 2-1. So that's a perfect example of just not letting an early goal or early mistake get to you. Reset, and just play like it didn't happen. And then if you're Gardendale, you kind of say the same thing, because, you were gifted a goal, but it's, hey, we have to play 75 more minutes of winning soccer. Because if you just try to play only defense with a one-goal lead for 75 minutes, more often than not, they're going to find the equalizer.
And speaking of Pelham Valley, Gardendale is going to be playing Pelham Valley on the 8th of this month, and they also have Clay Chalkville and Chilton County, so they've got kind of a tough stretch ahead of them as well. And they'll finish out the season against Helena and Huffman.
Yeah, Gardendale should be feeling good about making the postseason. Again, sometimes you just benefit from what you benefit from, and if that's going to be a little bit weaker of an area, it's no disrespect to the other teams, but you have to play who's on your schedule, right? And Gardendale's done a good job of doing that as another break comes forward here through Lily Martin. And Olsenbach almost caught between a cross and a shot again, sent that to the far post. Just couldn't find anyone to get on the end of it. But man, for a second, maybe you thought, is she going to shoot from here again?
Yeah. Just a little wide. Pelham comes into today's contest following a draw, the first since February the 20th, Caleb. They and Montevallo finished their match 1-1 draw on Wednesday.
Yeah, they're 7-2 overall, but they are unbeaten since coming back from spring break. This is their fourth game of the week.
Yeah,
and they have 2 wins and a draw, so they're probably a little exhausted, but this is how you gear up for the playoffs and shake off any rust that was there after a week of spring break as you get out there and you just keep playing.
Yeah, Gardendale hasn't lost a match since February the 17th, right? They just pounded Minor 10-0 recently, so they're winning matches by 3 goals or more.
Yeah, they are. They've been playing well too. Needed a sub right there, I think. No matter how much you play right now, you're kind of getting to the point of the season where I think we mentioned this earlier this week too, is that the game you're playing is probably the hottest one of the year. I mean, that's just how it's just getting warmer and warmer. And so probably more subs are going to be shown. You're going to have a little bit more cramps, I think you see quite a bit. So don't worry, when you see a soccer player fall down, you don't just say, oh, they're faking an injury. You get out there and run like that in the heat and say you don't have to go down and rest every now and again.
Yeah, fortunately it's nice breeze today, even though it is hot, but not a lot of humidity out there today.
Not yet. Not yet.
It's coming. This is Alabama.
Gardendale continues to win the loose ball, especially in the midfield, and able to stay calm. Not much pressure being shown by Pelham's defenses. That's a good play from Natalie Bunch to step in. The yellow card comes out here. A late kick. I think that's from the goal scorer. Tyndall Holsenbeck. It was after the whistle, kind of. I don't know if she was trying to kick at the ball or not. Defender fell down. Sometimes just a reaction. Sometimes, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Probably nothing too mean intending there, but that's what yellow cards are for. It's like, hey, don't do that. That's a warning. Go sit on the bench and you'll come back in. Right.
Didn't look malicious, but it was a little late.
Yeah. I think the timing of it. It was after a whistle. She already got called for something and then went out and it looked to like, as from an official standpoint, you probably think she lashed out, even though it wasn't anything too harsh. So with another huge chance here. And this is part of what you'll see right here with the officiating process is there's only 2 referees out here instead of 3. Typically you have 1 on each sideline for offside calls, and you have 1 in the middle who follows the ball everywhere they go, which is the head ref. There's only 2 out here, so they are in charge of calling both offside and all these fouls. And so the positioning is a little off, and you can tell that they just tried to have a conversation across the field about what the last call was, and then all the players were looking up like, we don't know what's going on. Why is the play stopped? It's part of some confusion that can happen when you only have 2 refs out there as opposed to 3. Which I don't know if that's just, I'm sure you give an AHSA a shout out right now and saying, hey, they need more refs for every sport.
Yeah.
Go sign up.
There you
Get
go.
a little advertisement for them.
There you go. Great way to give back and make a little money on the side. Caleb, suit up.
I like staying up here. This is my role in high school sports.
And isn't this great while we have a second? I mean, we're very appreciative of Jeff Coed TV and Dr. Gosselin allowing us to do this, right, in a variety of sports, right? And we hope you at home take advantage of being able to watch your kids and your friends' kids and your grandkids and everybody here on Jeff Coed TV. So a special thanks to our bosses for allowing us to do this.
And for a last-minute schedule change for the people who make the decisions on what games, for throwing my alma mater into our schedule. I can appreciate that as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You are a Gardendale guy, aren't you? Oh, Pelham.
Pelham guy.
Oh, well, I guess it equals out. My son's a Gardendale kid, so there you have it. No favoritism on either side here.
Oh, no. I'm here for soccer more than anything else. You know me. I'll talk about soccer all day long. We can do 3 soccer games a week if it was up to me. Gardendale continues to hold majority of possession here. Pelham had a little bit of a spell pushing forward, but they really haven't been able to string together those 3-4 passes to break through Gardendale's back line.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, the majority of the activity seems to be on the right side of the field, right? It'd be interesting to see how they utilize the left side of the field to see if they get any opportunities for shots on that side.
Yeah, I think Gardendale has a clear plan on liking the right side of their attack, going through it. Pelham tries to get down the left side now. That's a good step. Ellison Weldon step in. Oh, continued pressure. And Weldon gets rid of it again. Gardendale's been able to control the ball on these passes a little bit more as that one stays in. Good ball down the line. Robinson needing to poke the ball out again. Another throw in for Gardendale deep into Pelham's third.
Gardendale's had 4 straight wins here on their home turf, so pretty comfortable in their own skin, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a good ball in. You can always cause a little bit of chaos back there. Anna McDonald stepping in, number 13 for Pelham, to get that one away.
And just a note for Gardendale, listen to this. Listen to this statistic. They've had 27 goals over their last 4 games at home.
Yeah, that is when you are feeling good, and doesn't matter who your competition is. You gotta put the ball in the net, and that just builds confidence for any goal scorer. You see it go in the net, your form goes up, and everything's going well. That nearly came across goal to cause some trouble. Marley Barfield for Pelham scoops it up. The activity from Tyndall Holzenbach in that inside the box, the way she moves and gets after the loose balls in there has been really impressive. A miss hit from Italy Ramirez for Pelham, who's been at the top waiting for something to fall her way for the Panthers to attack. She hasn't been able to get on the end of anything just yet. Easy foul call for either official to make, despite being further away from the action. You hear a little bit from our crowd. She was offside by a mile. She was offside by a mile. I will agree with that. That was an easy call for the official. They're supposed to wait to call offside until they make a play for the ball, which is why she had to run it down before anything was actually whistled.
You got to love that we have well-versed fans, right? They knew that. They made the call before the refs did.
I don't know if it was, hey, she's offside, can you blow the whistle, or why is she so far offside, if we were hearing from Pelham coaches. Pelham's defense has responded nicely. They have been under a lot of pressure in the back. Haven't made any more mistakes to allow simple chances for Gardendale. So now Pelham gets a chance to move forward for a throw-in.
So is that a strategy, Caleb, to kick the ball out of bounds to kind of slow the pace for a throw-in, even if the throw-in is from your opponent?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of defending and it's the IQ of the game. Sometimes you say, all right, I can't do anything else with this. If I try to dribble or if I try to pass it back, it might be more dangerous. Let it slide out. It'd be great if, like that was, I'm going to kick it towards out of bounds. If one of my teammates chases it down, it's fine. If not, it's just a throw-in. It was good that in that situation she kicked it out for a throw-in instead of a corner kick, which is always the goal as well. If you are going to kick it out, try to get it out for a throw-in instead. But, yeah, it's always, for the most part, I think coaches will tell you, and obviously the more you play, but if you don't feel comfortable, reset. Because you're actually out there on the field. You're the one playing. If you don't feel comfortable, I would rather you kick it out of bounds than miss-hit it, and all of a sudden the other team has a chance on goal.
Haven't seen much action on this end of the field, but we do now. Let's talk a little bit. We're inside of 19 minutes. Let's talk a little bit about the timing for those at home, Caleb.
Yeah, it's 2 40-minute halves, just 5 minutes shorter in each half than what they play at the professional level. It is mostly going to be nonstop. They'll stop it for injuries, and they will stop it for goals. But for the most part, they will just let it run, and you'll see the refs, when there is a stoppage, they'll put their arms up, cross their arms. That signals the clock to stop, and that's pretty much all it'll do. There will not be the refs will also keep time on the field on their own watches, because that way if a scoreboard operator, the clock doesn't stop or whatever, they actually have the real time of when the half needs to end. And because this is a non-area game, there will be no extra time, no penalty shootout, no overtime, nothing like that. This can end in a tie, both games. Substitutions, now that we see it right there on our screen, substitutions that just happened. They can happen at any dead ball, but the ref has to signal it. You sit, if you're subbing in, you come to the middle of the field, stay right off of, off midfield at the halfway line. Say you signal for a sub, and you can come in and out as much as you want, which is different from the professional game that if you sub out, you're done.
So just a little bit about the coaches. The Gardendale head coach James Lehman, and for Pelham, head coach Shane Ashcraft. Ashcraft is in his second season, made stops at Hewitt Trussville and Northridge High School.
A cheap giveaway here from Gardendale in their own third. They've been defending so well. Not to give anything away for Pelham to take a chance on. Good job defending in numbers, though. Gardendale gets back quickly. They have 6 players inside that final 25 yards. Allison Weldon again getting back. First one to the ball inside the box, playing it out just to escape danger. Pelham putting on a little bit of sustained pressure, though, right now. Not too many chances have come out of it, but gradually holding a little bit more possession, forcing the issue more so than they were in the first 20 minutes of this opening half.
Settling in a little bit, kind of finding their groove, I guess, if you will.
Gardendale tries to break quick here. Through Lily Martin down the left side. Manages to draw a foul. Dangerous free kick territory here. About 30 yards out.
I love the way that she was using the sideline as a boundary to kind of
good punch out by Marley Barfield. And cleared away again from Rebecca Claire Robinson. It's the first time we've seen Gardendale be able to get out on a counterattack. Again, they had so much sustained possession and pressure early on. That's the first time the half of the field was open for a counterattack. And then they managed to win a free kick, played a ball into a dangerous position.
And so, Caleb, for those of us who are novice, that's kind of the equivalent of a fast break, would you say?
A little bit. The success rate is going to be a whole lot less than a fast break. Defense is typically there. I mean, it's hard to have a direct comparison, I guess.
Come on, Caleb, work with me here.
I'm trying. I'm trying to tell you it's not like a fast break, but it kind of is. You have to get back in transition if you're defending, just like you would in basketball, for sure. You won't have layups. You're not going to have –
No, nothing easy.
You're not going to have a two-on nobody alley-oop. This isn't that kind of fast break. It's like – it would be like a 3-on-2 fast break. That's
gotcha.
That you're running in transition, but there's still people there. Maybe that's your best way to explain it. And then watch as I say that there will be a 2-on nobody situation at some point in these two games.
Caleb, you are a soccer purist. You were not going to let me get away with the fast break analogy.
I'm also a basketball. I love basketball. You know this.
I do. You are Mr. Sports all around. Wealth of knowledge.
Well, listen, by the end of the season, we're going to have you be the soccer expert, okay?
I don't know about expert, but I do love it. Oh.
I think she's called for offside, actually, before the foul happened. Which I kind of agree with. I'm not sure there was – it looked bad. It was a little bit of shoulder to shoulder, if you ask me. But she was called for being offside, not for a foul.
Hey, I like it. These girls are tough. Natalie Bunch in control for a minute there.
Yeah, Pelham it's been good pressure from Gardendale when Pelham does pick up the ball in the midfield. Seems like they've forced every player who has possession backwards, not being able to pick out a pass forward. So it's forced some of these long balls as Pelham is desperate to get their attackers involved in this game. Just hasn't resulted in much so far.
So what kind of sets? I know you talked about earlier the set that Pelham was in. What kind of set has Gardendale been using?
I think it's probably a base 4-3-3. Again, they've been pushing forward so much it can sometimes be hard to tell. I think their fullbacks clearly get up the field, which is wing defenders, more or less what a fullback would be called. There could be, there's 3 back right now. It could be just having that permanent 3 back with wing backs going up and down the midfield. Looks like they have 2 holding midfielders and then 3 full-time attackers, and then just their wings are doing a lot of the work on either end. So could be like a 4-3-3. Could look maybe more like a 3-4-3, 3-5-2. And again, if you're soccer people, you understand what I'm going through here, trying to figure it out. And if you're not, these are just a bunch of numbers that I'm saying, and you really have no idea what I mean. But essentially how the formations work, the first number is going to be how many defenders you have. Middle number is your midfielders. And the final number would be your forwards. Sometimes you can use an extra number in there for attacking midfielders, a save made from Marley Barfield from long range. 3-4-1-2 would be like an attacking midfielder. 4-1-2-1-2, a holding midfielder and an attacking midfielder. There's a whole bunch of things we don't need to get into the depths of for this one. But for the most part, I think you're going to see a lot of 4-4-2, a lot of 4-3-3, which I think is what we've seen Pelham in. But their wingers certainly have been tracking back a little bit more. Might be more like a 4-5-1 when they defend. And as Pelham's captain defender, Rebecca Claire Robinson, who called her name several times, she's the one who comes up for these throw-ins, looking for a long throw-in down the side. Kind of vacates that center back spot, as you see Pelham's defense not as set in the back without her. But she's forward, she'll take a long throw, and she'll immediately go back to get ready for any kind of counterattack. Or she'll go back up for another throw-in.
I think you called this before the match even started. 2 offensive powerhouses, but both really good defensive teams as well. So not a lot of scoring as such. Obviously.
Good tackle. And that'll be a foul. Wow, that was you could almost see instant regret from. That's going to be a dangerous free kick territory for Pelham here. Keandra Busby, who just got shown a yellow card, you could hear her teammates kind of yell when she fouled there. Hey, there's no reason to do that. It was a good play from, I think it was Italy Ramirez, who won the ball back for Pelham, and now they have an opportunity from about 25 yards away here to put the ball into the box. Again, I think this is Robinson ready to put this in. It's a good ball. And a good save from Lainey Calloway, who wants to go out in a hurry. That's a good look on our replay there. Calloway with a clean catch. No one really got in her way. It's a good ball into the box, just a little bit too close to the keeper. Couldn't cause any problems. First real chance for Pelham, and not able to get a shot on goal out of it.
So if you're Pelham's coach right now, what are you, again, no real timeouts, you're screaming from the sideline. What are you telling your squad with 8 minutes, just under 9 minutes left in the half?
I think you're probably not changing anything too much, especially in these final minutes. You don't want to make a mistake and double your deficit here. But I do think there's part of it where you've probably played better over the last 10 minutes than you did in those first 20. You've creating a little bit more opportunities, pressing the ball well, getting it back well. As they try to chase down a long ball here again. I think that might be what you try to change at halftime. You say, can we maintain possession a little bit more as opposed to just trying to chase down the long balls? As this one turns into a corner kick right here, it looks like. Good defending. If you're Gardendale, I think you might be seeing how these last few minutes have gone and say, all right, let's get into the half at 1-0. Make sure you hold it off, not pour too much forward. I mean, when you have Tyndall Holson back up top, you're thinking on stop the corner kick and release quickly like they did last time. See if you can create a chance on a counterattack. That's good defending. Playing it forward. I think that ball is going to run out, though, before Holsenbeck could get to it. There's Camille Smith on that left side, 8th grader for Gardendale, playing some good defense, and she's the one who cleared out that corner from the box as well.
And again, you have a look at the field there. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us here on Jeff Coed TV, Soccer Edition. We are here in Gardendale, Alabama, where the Rockets are hosting the Pelham Panthers. And don't forget, the boys are up next after this match. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first half of the girls' soccer match. Caleb Turntine, Chris Osborne on the call for you.
Good touch and run from Maddie Brooks to be able to release Holson back there again. Good defending from Pelham, but that was a good turn from Brooks just to have an opportunity to break there. A little bit of a collision between teammates. Ref stopped the game, so that does mean, I believe, it's Marie Garcia Hernandez. Went down. She's good, so she's going to keep playing. A little bit of a bobble.
Yeah, almost.
She didn't look too worried. We heard some worry from the crowd. She didn't look too worried.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscue there, but no harm, no foul. Whoop, forgot something.
And that's why you always got to be ready for, as an attacker, loose ball, any kind of bounce, be ready for it.
Great replay there by our illustrious camera crew and producers.
That's a good battle over there on the side. Arlie Ramirez ends up winning a throw of her own. Well played by the captain. That's a great ball. And equally good defending there from Pelham.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and a great turn. Gabriela Gonzalez over there. See a little bit more fire. Sometimes you get to the end of that first half and you see some tired legs, some players laboring a little bit more. Haven't really felt that in this one. It's just a couple of minutes to go.
You know what?
3:15 on the scoreboard clock, 4 on ours. I wonder what the ref's clock will be, but roughly 3.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, give or take. You know, I've seen really good fundamentals for as much as I know about soccer from both these squads. Great dribbling, great passing from Gardendale.
I think both teams, Gardendale certainly their passing, connecting in the midfield has been better than Pelham's, which is why they've created more chances. I think Pelham will hope that they can create more with passing. But if you're Pelham, I think your defending has been pretty sound to not allow any clear-cut chances. Even Gardendale's goal came off of a half chance from the side that, you know, you might want to close down sooner, especially looking back, you know, hindsight's 20/20. But you probably live with a shot from that kind of angle from, you know, just outside the box for typically. But maybe you shouldn't with Tyndall Holsenbeck. Pelham's out for a run now.
Foot race.
That's a good ball. Oh, just wide.
Great attempt there. Probably the best look at scoring a goal that they've had. Let's have a look
definitely.
at that.
That was a great run and great way to win the ball from Evelyn Rodriguez over there, playing it across the middle. Opportunity just goes wide. I think you look back, you say she had time to settle that ball before taking a shot. She tried to hit it first time. Credit to Lainey Calloway, goalkeeper for Gardendale, who closed down the angle. Shot just went off side netting. Great opportunity for Pelham to equalize right there. That's a good job keeping that ball in play. Another good step from Rebecca Robinson. See why she's captain of that defense. Be a goal kick and might end up just taking us into the half. We got 40 seconds on the scoreboard. Gardendale looking to create one more opportunity.
.22 seconds by the official scoreboard. We'll see if they can make it work. Nothing there, Caleb?
Could have seen that one being called. Might just go into half anyway. Olsenbeck comes out holding her, or actually, it might be Lily Martin coming off holding her head as she went to ground. Probably took a brunt of the fall when she fell, more so than the contact from the defender. But Gardendale played well, has a 1-goal lead going into the break.
All right, you're watching Jeff Coed TV Soccer Edition. We'll be right back.
This is Gardendale High School, where it's always a great day to be a Rocket. The Gardendale Rockets are Jeff Coed strong.
I love the kids. I mean, every day they are just so excited to learn.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
And they really teach me a lot. I mean, honestly, they are just so beautiful.
Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Miss McNamara, she is an awesome teacher in the classroom. I think it basically starts with, with any great teacher, I think it starts with a love of kids. You know that right off the bat when you're talking with her and you go into her classroom and you see her interact with kids, that she loves kids, she's here for the kids.
And the biggest reward of teaching is to see a child come in who struggles with, conversation skills or struggles with being able to adapt to the classroom, and then seeing them just flourish.
And I don't think you can put a value on, having a person on your faculty of her quality.
I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna switch it up. You ready?
Very honored to be able to represent our school in this way, and just humbled that I get to be able to do this.
What's he seeing at class? Do you see?
First gonna do your letter. Do one straight line, follow Miss Adkins. Go. I was a nurse for 15 years, almost 15 years. My doctor retired, and when it did, I just took that opportunity to kind of explore some of the other things I was interested in and that would benefit my family and still leave me on the same ministry path I'd been in the past. Boing!
She always has a smile. She always lifts people up.
Up. You'd look up. What's up, Owen?
If they're having a bad day, she'll leave them special notes and a Bible verse here or there that might, help encourage them. So she's a great encourager. You hardly ever see her sad. She's always happy.
Spell the word gum. Just making sure that they are comfortable and they're willing to let me into their world before I start just demanding some type of academic success from them.
As our ex-ed teacher, then also she's ex-ed lead teacher. She has her hands in a lot of different areas. She's the expert in our building of the ex-ed. And so I get to go to her and ask her, if I have a question about something. She always knows the answers. If she doesn't, she'll always reach out.
I would not be able to do some of the things that I'm able to do with my students today if it wasn't for their complete collaboration around me, from administration to every single facet of all the elements from kindergarten to 5th grade, not to mention our lunchroom staff, our custodial staff. We're all involved.
Yeah, it's next Tuesday night. The Battle of the Groves.
How about that? Softball, Jeff Coed TV edition. The Grove, Oak Grove, and Pleasant Grove. Like you said, the Battle of the Groves is always exciting. April the 7th, first pitch at 4:30. I won't be there. I'll be watching. Will you be there?
I'll be there. I'm excited. Softball, baseball, soccer, and spring sports, they don't stop. And when you're covering them, it feels like there's something every day. And when you think it's tiring just being here and trying to keep up with what's going on. Can't imagine being like a player trying to figure out what your schedule's like in the spring. It's so intense. But man, if the rain can hold off, I don't want to jinx anything. We've had pretty good weather so far this year, but I'm saying something about the spring. You when you get a game in, you're just happy to get it.
So a good look there at Coach James Lehman, Gardendale, and his squad. And here is a look at the Pelham Panther squad. So catch us up for those who are just tuning in.
Yeah, the scoring was opened early. Again, that was Tyndall Holsenbeck. She got her 18th goal of the year. Kind of got caught in between a cross and a shot, but it just kind of leaked over the goalie and fell into the far post. Opened the scoring. I think that was in the 4th minute. And that was it for the first half. That's why we're at 1-0. Gardendale dominated possession and couldn't create too many clear-cut chances, but had possession, had the pressure building in the first 20 minutes or so of that first half. Pelham recovered nicely. They had a great chance to tie it in the final couple of minutes. Chance went wide off of a cross from Evelyn Rodriguez. Made a good move on the left wing, played it across the middle, and a first-time shot hit the side netting. Gardendale, I think, was fortunate to keep their lead at that point. See what kind of changes are made from both head coaches going into the second half.
So kind of interesting, coming into this as we see the ladies take the field for the second half, is that both of these teams are pretty much known for their offense, but this is a defensive struggle for the most part, like you said, with the majority of the play being on the Pelham side of the field. Yeah,
I think you're right. These teams are used to higher scoring games, and that's not to say that this one won't turn into that, especially – the further you go, Pelham might be chasing the game more. Could open up more chances for Gardendale, as it looks like our third official has finally shown up, actually. So we do have 3 officials now, 1 head ref in the middle of the field and 2 ARs on the side.
I'm assuming AR is assistant ref.
Assistant ref, yes.
How about that?
Look at that context clues. You didn't need me. You don't need me. Keandra Busby back in the game taking the throw in. She got a yellow card late in that first half. Have to be careful on that back line when defending with a yellow card. She plays up and down that left side as a left fullback. Gardendale drops in. They drop in. It does look like more like a 5-back with a pair of fullbacks to go up the wings. Very intrigued by their formation. Although it also looks like, I think that's Julia Morgan in the middle, 6, just got kick on the ball. She might be more of a holding midfielder than a true defender. That's a good ball through. Another good step from Ellison Weldon, who has been everywhere as an 8th grader on that back line for Gardendale.
That she has.
8th grader might be the tallest girl on the field for Gardendale. She has to deal with another long ball forward from Pelham. Calmly plays it back. Again, that's the change that I think you're looking to make if you're Pelham. That was a loose ball you won in the midfield. And just to calmly pass the ball around, as opposed to try to play it forward and run it down. But they clearly have a strategy. They're trying to stick with it. Give their forwards opportunities to chase down balls into open space and build your attacks in the final third, as opposed to trying to string together 8, 9 passes to build something.
So, Caleb, one thing that we talked about in our last – go ahead, I'll let you talk about what we just saw.
Just a foul.
Okay.
I think an easy call there.
One of the things that we talked about in our last broadcast, let's talk about the difference in playing on turf versus traditional grass and how the game differs a little bit.
It's faster. It's faster. The ball, obviously, how it bounces, how it runs. You can make a grass field play like turf. You can make a grass field play that quickly for sure. But if you're not used to it and you come out and try to play on turf after only playing on grass, especially, say, longer grass or drier grass even, it would be very different trying to read a bounce, a ball in the air, having it bounce right over your head. Little shout out there. It's a former colleague of mine at AO.com. Josh Bean was just in our shot from up here up top. So if he watched this back, and give him a shout out as he was in our camera. Tell him he should know better than get in the way of these cameras, but that's fine. But back to the turf is that it's just, in my opinion, I think soccer should be played on grass. I've said it before. I'll keep saying it. That's a long ball forward to release Natalie Bunch here for Pelham. No one there to help out, though. Dealt with again by Weldon.
So any of these players that might be going to the next level, is there a mixture in the places they play, college versus, high school?
Yeah, there's probably more of a mix. I think, it depends on the level you play at. You have a lot of colleges who maybe don't have that soccer-specific stadium that will just say, turf for everything, easier upkeep. You don't have to worry about cutting the grass. It's, it's one of those things where the cost of it, high school who say that, turf will eventually pay for itself because it's easier to keep up. You don't have to cut it. You don't have to put the man hours in to make sure that it's playable like you do with grass. And it has, a longer life, obviously. If someone slides, there's not going to be a huge divot that you have to fix real quick. But, yeah, you will be playing. And I would think any girl or any player who's playing at the next level, also playing travel ball and playing club ball, doing these things where they play on every surface imaginable. So you are used to the changes. And it is something you have to think about when you go out there and how you're playing and, some of these long balls and how they'll bounce, and especially as a defender, how it might spin off the ground. But at the end of the day, your tactics for the most part will stay the same. It's just something you have to be aware of as you're out there playing the ball. And by this point in the game, you're used to it. You're used to how a ball is going to bounce.
See, Caleb, I don't know whether you stole my thunder or you read my mind, because I was going to ask you about club ball, and you just jumped right in there. Thanks again for that information. All right, so if you're just joining us, which hopefully you've been with us for a while, but if you're not, you're watching Jeff Coed TV. It's the soccer version. The Pelham Panthers are being hosted by the Gardendale Rockets, and obviously 1-0 in the second half.
Yeah, just getting into 6 minutes in here. Neither team creating too many big chances to open this second half. Both teams trying to break through the midfield. It's getting a little bit more congested. A little bit of a shirt pull there. I think it's going to be called back. Getting a little bit of a talk here. The ref said, I saw the foul. I saw the shirt pull. There's no reason to embellish it. I think that's what he's telling her. I mean, if someone's pulling on my shirt and I'm trying to run, I'm probably putting my hands up to show, hey, I can't run. It's a little bit of an instinct to do that. The ref is just trying to say, not going to reward you for any kind of embellishment, any kind of theater.
Your theatrics.
See, that ball, again, on turf, that ball is just going to keep on rolling all the way out. No chance of chasing that one down. That's a good play. Lily Martin to win that ball back, trying to get it up to Olsenbeck. Didn't happen.
A lot of on-field communication between the players, like you said. No real timeout, so communication has to come in real time.
Just a bit of a misstep there from Gardendale. Yeah, sometimes, and you will have set plays. They're called set pieces. I mean, even from a throw-in like that, you think you might see them, how they throw it in, how they run off the ball. Again, the throw-in came in, had it on the corner of the box. Just wouldn't be able to get a clean touch on it. Sure enough, again, it's Ellison Weldon knocking that ball away from danger.
Certainly she's been very active in this match, showing her worth.
Good defending along the edge. You can see Pelham's 4-3-3. Fullback's definitely getting up the field a little more. Two midfielders also getting up the field, allowing this space to open up. That one's just going to run out. It's going to win a corner out of that, though. It looks like Olsenbeck's getting over there to take this one. Lily Martin coming in there, hoping to play it short. Olsenbeck ends up just playing that one a little too close to the goal. Didn't get any curl on that one to get into the middle. It just going to go out for a goal kick.
So, Caleb, at what point in time do high school soccer players or soccer players in general develop things like being able to manipulate the ball? You've heard the phrase back in the day, bend it like Beckham. So when do you start seeing that? Or is that just elite players? Is that something learned? Or is it just – talk to us a little bit about that.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely learn it. I think you could argue that – it comes differently for every player, right? I think sometimes, especially once you're here, you either know how to do it, or sometimes it happens naturally, or even it happens when you don't want it to.
Gotcha.
Think of a golf swing. When do you learn how to fade it and slice it properly? There is a way to do it, but sometimes if you don't know how, it's just going to happen. So it's kind of the same thing. You do know you can learn how to do it, but it's –
yeah. Unfortunately, I've got the slice thing down to a science.
Hey, if I need to, dog leg right, that's my kind of hole because I know how to play it. That ball is still in. A little part of the turf there as the ball bounces over Pelham attacker's head. just runs off the foot of Mache Fombi. I think slowing down a little bit, I mean, with a lead, you would think that favors Gardendale. They've shown that they can string together some passes a little more. And I think eventually Gardendale is hoping some of this momentum that is going left to right now will eventually turn into chances on the counterattack for Gardendale instead. But Pelham continues to do a better job of winning the ball in the midfield, which they were not doing very much in the first half. It's going to be a foul on Keandra Busby. I thought it was good defending going towards the sideline. Again, dangerous play. She has to be careful with fouling anybody in any way. She's on a yellow card. That was nothing that would have warranted a yellow card, but you do have to be careful.
Right, 2 yellow cards equal a red, is that correct?
Correct. And sometimes 4 or 5 fouls, even if they're not bad fouls, you keep fouling, you will be given a yellow card. That was the right idea from Evelyn Rodriguez. Good move to get down the right side, but good defending that time from Keandra Busby, just to run the ball out for a goal kick. Sun peeking around the stadium here a little bit. Looks like that corner of the field is kind of still playing in the sun. See some players shielding their eyes on the far sideline when looking back for a goal kick. Might have been a handball. Not called. Oh. Good move, man. McDonald. That one might run all the way out. Again, grass slows that down a little bit more.
Right.
There's something a little bit more there to stop it than just skipping across carpet at the end of the day.
Right.
Good look at the field there. We're way up here. Oh, we didn't get a wave. Would have been hard for you to see us. Oh, that's a good touch. Just runs past. Lily Martin, Tyndall Holzenbeck feel like know each other pretty well the way they've connected in this one. Been on the ball quite a bit for Gardendale between the two of them.
You know, this is going to be a really good test for Pelham going into their home stretch.
It's still in play in the corner. Pelham tries to play that back out to reset. That's good defending from Gardendale. Not over just yet, though. And away from Ellison Weldon. How many times we can say that name? About to just start calling her Ellie Weldon.
Yeah.
Flows off the tongue a little bit better.
You know, for Pelham, the next couple of games they got Bessemer City, but Chelsea and Briarwood back-to-back, right? And so what adjustments do you think they're going to have to make to be competitive in those games?
Well, I think it's hard. You have to – when you're an underdog in soccer, it starts defensively. You have to be sound defensively to give yourself a chance, because once the scoring starts, you have to know your chances are going to be limited in games like that. You accept that. But you have to know when it does come, take your chances, be lethal in front of goal when you do get those chances. But it starts on defense. You can't give up those 2-3 goals in the first few minutes. I mean, they lost those two opponents combined 19-1. And again, that's no fault to Pelham. That's how strong Briarwood and Chelsea are this year. But I think you have to – you can't think of it as opponent you're playing, and you can't think of it as area.
You know,
Taken.
And here's the thing. Gardendale doesn't have an easy road to trod themselves. They got Chilton County, Clay Chalkville, Pinson Valley, and then down the line Helena, among a couple of others, including Bessemer City and Huffman. So some tough matches for the remainder of the season for both these squads.
Yeah, I think Gardendale, I think you feel good about where you're at in the playoff race, and you see some of these games coming up and you want them to serve as those tests. Because at the 6A level, the soccer is very good. That's a great tackle there. Gabriela Gonzalez for Pelham. Inside the box. Going to ground is always risky. But I think got all ball, was able to control it as well. Gardendale trying to bring the pressure back up. I think double this lead. Really feel like they can get into control of this game. A little bit of a miscommunication there between Busby and Wilson. Couldn't connect inside. You hear the home fans try to get a little bit of encouragement as Gardendale's starting to create a little bit more opportunities for themselves in this final third. And Wilson dribbled herself out of bounds there. Four substitutions coming in for Pelham as they try to stay fresh. Expect them to start going for it a little bit more over these next 21 minutes.
Exciting time to be a soccer player or a soccer fan with everything that's going on around the world. World Cup year, right? Games as close as what, Atlanta?
Yep, and we are 10 weeks away, maybe from today, from that opening match of that World Cup. We had the 48 teams were finalized this week for the final qualifiers and playoffs, which were very exciting this week. Big FIFA event in Birmingham in the heart of Jefferson County, downtown yesterday. A new five-a-side little court that was there. Big project that was headed by Chris Richards, who grew up in Hoover, plays for Crystal Palace in London now. He's has captained the U.S. team in recent games. So soccer in Alabama getting along pretty well in recent years.
Yeah.
Play this free kick short as opposed to playing it into the box. Out to Olsenbeck, trying to get a better angle for a shot, I think. That one was called back for offside. Tried to pass it back to Keandra Busby there. She lingered a little too long behind the defense.
Good look at Claire Robinson there.
Open up space for Olsenbeck to shoot.
Good defense or a foul?
I think you're going to always get that called for a foul. We'll get a good look at it here. It's coming from behind. Yeah, there's no contact made with the ball there. That's a simple call. The ref is right there, just outside the box. A little surprised no yellow card was shown there, but free kick from about 20 yards. That would be about 21 yards. Exactly. Ball will go back.
What's the attack strategy here? What's the defensive strategy here with this free kick?
Well, I will guarantee you that this will be a shot on goal. Olsenbeck will not be looking to pass here. You got an opportunity to put this the left side, right side of the keeper would be where she would go. A little too high. You take that shot every time from that position. You can tell she's a little disappointed in herself. But goal scorer with those capabilities, you trust her to hit the target. You say go out and let it fly. And dangerous position, but still, Gardendale Hasn't been able to build off that early lead.
So if you're the Panthers, you've got 18 minutes, just under 19, I should say. Is time an issue here?
I mean, I think you'd like to see maybe some urgency start to show over the next 6-7 minutes, but I don't think you are desperate by any means yet. That desperation mode won't come in to the final 5 or so. If it's still a 1-goal game. If Gardendale scores again, obviously your urgency gets a little bit higher. Because you don't want to get to the point where there's still 20 minutes and you go all-out attack and give up that second goal before you need it to go all-out attack. You might start seeing, especially if they can sustain some pressure and sustain possession, you might see 1 or 2 more players move forward into the attack. But right now they just haven't been able to show a sustained level of attack for players to just stay forward and wait for the ball to get up. It's Gardendale making another run down the side. I see maybe some tired legs from Pelham. Has a chance here.
Goal!
That's a great run down the right side. Sophie Scott won the ball, kept it in bounds, kept it down the right side, looked up. I mean, just a perfectly weighted pass. Playing Tyndall Holson back into the box. She doesn't even touch it until she shoots it. Finishes at the near post. Tucks it under Marley Barfield. And just like that, Gardendale's lead is doubled. Big night again for Tyndall Holsenbeck, her 19th goal of the season. Now Pelham might be in a little bit of trouble as Gardendale doubling their lead, starting to take control of this game.
And Holsenbeck, 2 goals on tonight, right?
Correct, yeah. She an hour apart, one in the 4th minute, one in the 64th minute. I think right away you kind of already see Pelham's shape move forward. I mean, they have 6 players at this point into the final third with possession, obviously. Nearly a chance there. Carl Lopez. But a miss hit, and now Gardendale looking to break again.
You can feel the intensity turning up a little bit by Pelham just in the last few seconds, right?
Yeah, they feel like they feel like they responded well from that early goal. They created chances. They weren't anything too clear cut. They missed that chance late in the first half. But once you give up that second goal, you're kind of thinking, well, we thought we were playing well enough. We thought we've matched their energy pretty well. But 2 special moments from Tyndall Holsenbeck, and it's a 2-goal lead. Skips wide, never troubling Lainey Calloway at her near post there.
All right, so here's a question for you, Caleb. I see 2 nets in the end zone. Is there a different net height for boys than there is for girls, or does that just happen to be coincidental that they have 2 nets out?
Yeah, it's probably just coincidental that they have. I mean, they have 2 on this end too, probably for practice. Keep them on the field so that way when they practice they can play. Put 2 goals on both sides of the field. Probably share a practice field like that. Good to have the resources to have 4 goals out there.
Yeah.
Because what you will see, high school soccer, is that you see it sometimes in football, but in soccer is that you practice on the field you play on, because if you're practicing on a field somewhere else, it's not going to be turf. Right. You have to get used to the turf feel. That's good defending from Arlie Ramirez, and to keep that ball in, not letting it go out for a corner and then drawing a foul deep in her own third. See this here, this control to be able to keep it from going out of bounds, holding off the forward, keeping it bound as the ball has to go all the way across that gray line, draw a foul, win a free kick. Well played. Again, Pelham being able to push the ball forward, just not being able to get on the end of any of this.
You know, that's the second time we've seen Lainey Calloway, the goalkeeper, with a little bit of a bobble. No real issue there, but just something to take note of, right?
Yeah, I think the bobble when no one's pressuring you, you probably live with. You don't want to see it all the time, but yeah, you certainly live with it. Nothing went to ground. She still was able to keep control, not allow any kind of rebound.
Right.
Just another good counter from Gardendale. Not forcing too much of the issue, trying to keep control. And if Pelham forces the ball out for a deep throw-in, you're happy with that. 2-goal lead, under a quarter hour to go. Gardendale really starting to put their clamps on this game. Pelham with an opportunity now, 3-on-1. They have a switch there if they can get to it. That is just really good defending. Keandre Busby on a yellow card, being able to get back and step in front. Terrific defending from her. Ball still in play. There's nobody there at that far post. Again, another chance. It just feels like the final ball is lacking for Pelham. Good defending from Gardendale. Stay in position, mark up. Don't let anyone loose inside the box. Pelham's, it's been nearly impossible for them to have anyone loose in the box or in the final third at all so far in this one.
You know, I was looking at that. It really, like you said, it was kind of a 3-on-3 type situation. Nobody was offsides, but it was a great scoring opportunity.
Yeah, they had the chance. It just feels like, again, Gardendale's defense, their positioning, and their ability to get back has been really impressive. Pelham once again inside the box. Down 2 goals and not getting much help in the box right now. A good job by Lily Martin to win that ball back.
I just haven't seen the same attacking ability from Pelham as I've seen from Gardendale, in specifically Holzenbach, right? I mean, they're inside the box, right? But they just don't seem like they're able to get that shot.
Yeah, and I think that comes with instinct. That's a natural ability of what Holzenbach shows. It's what makes her such a special goal scorer. Always looking for the goal, and that's where her first goal came from, you know, looking to take a shot from the wing kind of out of nothing. And then her second one came because she was released from pretty much from midfield to into the box, and with her first touch, she shot it. She's looking to shoot at all times. I think you're right. That's what Pelham's missing a little bit. No poachers up there to play the ball to. We've seen a couple of crosses now that went to a good position, and yet no one was there. We saw the corner or the free kick earlier that we thought was played into a good position, but was an easy catch for the goalkeeper as there was no pressure being put on it. So, yeah, it just feels like Pelham's lacking that final touch.
Yeah, I noticed.
And you have to credit Gardendale's defense for a lot of that because they've closed down to make sure there hasn't been any easy passes or easy shots once Pelham gets down there.
Right. I saw that Pelham has substituted out the 9th grader, Paisley Shanahan. I didn't see who came in for her. She's getting a breather, number 2 for Pelham. So, Caleb, what'd you do for spring break?
I worked. Some jobs don't get spring break.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We're adults.
That's right. It's crazy.
we get no spring break.
I don't understand it.
So unfair.
I think because we do this for Jefferson County schools, we should have gotten a spring break from our regular jobs,
Yeah,
from our day jobs.
I like the sound of that. I also think that we deserve a nap, too. I miss nap time.
Foul called on Gardendale. They're going to get playing a little bit more aggressive defensively, not to risk something, but say, hey, nothing is going to come easy to Pelham at this point in the game. Force the issue. Well punched out there by Callaway.
Good anticipation by Callaway to see that come and get in front of it.
And Pelham just needs to settle. They saw their chance earlier was when someone tried to take a first-time shot. That's why I went wide. They have a little bit more time than I think they really think they do. And with 8 minutes left of the game, down by 2 goals, you're probably thinking, let's need to make something happen. But I think you had time also. More time than you thought. Try to settle and turn and maybe get a cross off instead of trying to fire that one right away. Gardendale certainly in position now where they can take their time, be calm on the ball, don't need to force things too much. See, it looks like they've wanted a quick, long throw-in, but sometimes, let's let the run happen. Take your time. Now Pelham has an opportunity to break here. Good defending. Arlie Ramirez again for Gardendale. I see a little more tired legs, a little bit more hands on hips. 75 minutes of soccer can do that to you.
Absolutely.
It's another misplay from Pelham.
As always, thanks again for watching Jeff Coed TV. You've got the Gardendale Rocket girls versus the Pelham Panther girls in soccer edition of Jeff Coed TV. Coming up next, the boys are going to take the field, but we're glad you're with us.
Yeah, prestigious matchup in 6A boys soccer. Statewide tonight. I think people will have their eyes on the results of this one. Still about a half hour away from that one getting started, though. Gardendale girls, meantime, don't need to be ranked. They feel pretty good about their playoff standing, being 2-0 in area play, needing just one more win to clinch that spot in the state playoffs. Could go in as a 1 seed if they get 2 more wins.
Their future is bright.
Just smart defending. Keandra Busby again. Well, Busby looks as confused as I am. Thought that was smart defending as that was just played out by Pelham, but throw-in goes the Panthers' way. Again, spin on that ball. Bouncing off the turf, well played. Again, cleared out for a throw-in as opposed to a corner kick. Not giving away anything easy.
No. Caleb, if I remember correctly, you said that there is a nuance in the color and the markings on the ball in high school. Is that correct?
I don't believe so.
A little different than – no? Maybe I just made that up.
Nothing I know. I think they have to be regulation. I think refs have to approve something, but I do not believe they have certain HSA balls. Rebecca Claire Robinson comes up to play this one. She's been the set piece taker all night for Pelham. despite being a defender, looking to play this one in. It's a good ball. And again, just no one there to get the final touch.
Let's have another look at that.
Yeah, here's that free kick again. Look from behind the goal here. Played it into a dangerous area, but again, it was behind all of Pelham's attackers, and once that ball took a deflection out. There's Busby again doing the defending down in that corner, winning a free kick. As Gardendale could play a little bit more time off the clock. Now has an opportunity to break. The clock continues to go here. Foul's not the worst thing in the world for Gardendale. Giving away free kicks, 70 yards from goal. I think you live with. Another minute off the clock. Gardendale might just ease into these final couple of minutes.
Yeah, they're in control.
Weldon plays that one over the top. Easy to take in from Marley Barfield.
Again, this match, I should say, a great tune-up for both teams, right? Not an area game. So no harm, no foul for either.
Yeah, this first week after spring break, want to just get some extra games in. Prepare yourself for those area games that will determine playoff spots a little bit over the next couple of weeks. For Pelham, this is their fourth game of the week. It's the fourth day of the week. So they are understandably maybe a little tired. You've seen a lot of subs come in and out for them. Fourth game since spring break is impressive.
It is.
Certainly will get you ready. So how do you prepare to play Briarwood and Chelsea? How do you prepare to do that?
Condition, play.
Because if you're going to win against opponents like that, you're going to be defending for 80 full minutes. Laney Calloway, a little bit of gamesmanship there, falling on the ball. A few more seconds can come off the clock. Part of the sport. Pelham looking to put together one final attack. Gardendale just looking to hold on to a clean sheet. Arthur Ramirez goes down to the ground with the attacker.
Let's have another look at that.
Good ball down the line. Ramirez shoulder to shoulder there. Had good positioning. Don't think there's anything in that. Good defending. I think that'll take us to the end of the 80 minutes.
And that'll do it. So you see it here on Jeff Coed TV live. The Rockets 2, Panthers of Pelham 0, or nil, as we should say in this sport. Caleb, what are your final thoughts on this one?
I think it was clear that it was 2 moments from a special player. Tyndall Holstenbach had 2 moments, put away 2 goals. Not a lot of clear-cut chances on either side. think you're happy with that if you're Gardendale, because you say we have that kind of talent. Give Holstenbeck a half chance here and there. She's going to capitalize, but limiting chances going back the other way. Their defense did a great job. Again, shout out Ellison Weldon. Arlie Ramirez did a great job for Gardendale's defense. And then, again, the 2 moments that Holstenbeck had made the difference in that one for Gardendale to win.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to step away for just a second. Don't forget that the boys are coming up next. We're going to take a break. We'll see you right back here on Jeff Coed TV for the boys.
Thought we were good.
All right, welcome back. Just before we get to the boys, we are going to interview the winning coach. Caleb, let's have a second with the coach.
Hey, Coach Lehman, congrats on the win. Obviously, a little bit of congested game at times, not a whole bunch of clear-cut chances either way. How'd you feel your team performed tonight?
Overall, I thought they played well coming off spring break. And I think both teams had a few good chances, and we just got lucky and put 2 away.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it lucky. I think having a special talent like Tyndall at the top of your attack helps that 2 half chances really, and she put both of them away seemingly with ease. What does she bring to your team? How does having that kind of special talent help your attack and their confidence?
Yeah, she's a dynamic player. She's only in 9th grade. Scored a lot of goals for us so far. Expecting a lot of more from her. So she just, with her speed and balance, just a really special player.
You mentioned her just being a freshman. I want to talk about another young player in the back. Ellison Weldon felt like she was everywhere back there, and I want to give a shout out to Arlie Ramirez as well as senior captain, I know. But Weldon just seemed like she was covering so much ground. What do you see out of her, and how bright is her future?
Her future's very bright. She's only in 8th grade. I've been coaching her since she was little. She's got speed, height. So I expect her to progress and be really good through her 4 years in high school.
Coming off spring break, as you mentioned, a couple of area games left to go. How do you all build off this, hope to secure that playoff spot and keep playing, deep into April and May?
Yeah, we've played really well. I believe we're now 9 games unbeaten. We have our 2 area matchups next week, so we should be good going into the playoffs, and then we'll see who we get. And as long as we keep playing like we did tonight, I think we'll be good.
All right, appreciate it, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. Congrats on the win tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you all.
All right, congrats, Coach. All right, you're taking a look at the field as the boys are starting to warm up. Again, coming right up is going to be Gardendale, the Rockets, the male edition, along with the Pelham Panthers. That's coming up. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll start with the boys. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.